All right, we're back with part 2 of our fall 2010 show. The rest of these sort of go on a list we call the disputed territory. The only other one that I would say I think is almost certain to be good is Terriers.
In that house.
You're getting married again.
Yeah. So you two are partners.
We're only recognized in Vermont and Massachusetts.
It won't bounce.
Your checks always bounce. Your life bounces.
Go home, Hank. You're not a cop anymore, so stop pretending to be one.
So, you're not a cop anymore, right?
Not anymore.
You know, for a second I thought you were undercover, but now I realize you just dress like that.
Terriers premieres Wednesday, September 8th, only on FX.
Yes. Which has such great creative pedigree. It's on FX. Yeah. It's a private eye show with Donald Logue, who is always funny.
Yeah.
And but the creator here is Ted Griffin, who was one of the guys on Ocean's 11.
Yes.
The showrunner, if not the showrunner, one of the creators is the guy from The Shield.
Right.
And that's a pretty good pedigree. And I'm a sucker for private eye shows anyway.
And it's
so
FX.
And it's FX.
FX and AMC and HBO and Showtime. Those four networks, until proven wrong,
yeah,
you know the show's
you give them a lot more. You give them a lot more
yeah.
rope. And so I think that's got a pretty good shot of being a good private eye show. Shows from NBC called The Undercovers.
Mr. Bloom, can I just say that working with you has been absolutely a dream come true, like a magnificent one. And ma'am, pretty amazing as well.
Thank you.
That you're married to him.
Unbelievable.
He is unbelievable.
We never had that date.
Oh, I'm available. You're not trying to use sex espionage on me, are you?
Maybe I am.
Well, let's see if it works.
I'll do my best.
Oh, me too.
This is J.J. Abrams returning to the spy drama.
Although I hear he's not super involved. It's like he created it and is like giving it away.
Yeah, he's kind of tending to do that a lot more since he seems to be focusing on his movie career.
Well, he's doing Star Trek.
Yeah, and he's got that Super 8.
Guy's a little busy, yeah. So
and he's got some other project with Spielberg. So yeah, this is it's
a spot.
It's kind of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, exactly.
But we have to say one of the most intriguing things is the first time a network TV show has had 2 black leads in it. So it's going to be.
And they're not making a big deal of it. It's like the whole trailer wasn't filled with hip hop music.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like
anything stereotypical.
Yeah, no.
You know, they weren't in the ghetto. They didn't have to do.
No, they're a successful couple running a restaurant, and
right.
they're retired spies, and they get brought back out of retirement to sort of bring some spice into their marriage.
And they're good-looking people.
And they're very good-looking people.
The woman, I forgot the actress.
I don't remember either character's name. I don't know either actor's name yet, but she's super hot.
Oh my God.
I'm just wary because it's once again something that just seems so familiar. I've already seen this type of plot. And sure, I guess it works, but I don't want to see another cop drama necessarily. I don't want to see another medical drama.
It's kind of like, I think sometimes with TV shows, though, sometimes people just want to go and escape. If it's good, and if it's 2 good-looking people living a life that we know we can't live, doing incredible things that we know we can't do, sometimes you just want to zone out and watch it. So I just hope it's good on that level.
There's so many great shows that already command my time. That's why this goes for me on the disputed list.
I think for me,
it's not going to.
The thing for me is there haven't been so many spy shows. Yeah, like there have been some. You can go Alias and Covert Affairs and Burn Notice, and there's a lot. But it's not like TV, like cops and medical dramas and lawyers. There's a billion of those.
Sure. Right.
And so I feel like there's still a lot of life in this genre, even if it does look very aliasy in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The other thing I'd say is that yes, you don't want to see another cop drama, but you do want to see more of The Shield. And so
I don't think it's going to come on.
No, it's not going to be this channel. It's probably not going to be that.
This
if
ABC,
FX was doing a spy, if FX was doing a big spy drama.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that has me interested is if it does go into...
No, wait, Undercovers is NBC.
I think it's NBC.
NBC?
I'm pretty sure.
If this does go into a similar J.J. Abrams territory as the Rimbaldi or Dharma or Massive Dynamic kind of...
I don't think they'll do the big mythology thing here. I think they're going to do sort of light spy adventure.
Yeah, that's what always hooks me on those shows. Yeah. Otherwise...
okay.
I got
you want the mythology.
Always.
And see, I think they got wary of the mythology because A lot of times it drags the show down. Well, Heroes, even Alias, the Rivaldi stuff. I love the Rivaldi stuff early on, but it did drag the show down. They didn't know where they were going with it.
I
think
they have to have a plan.
Yeah, it depends on the plan and the vision for the show. I think because sometimes I think some people they have it and it's right there, but then they lose it somehow, or they listen too much to other people. They listen too much to the fans, and they change according to what the fans are saying. Which is always a mistake.
Or the worst when they think the fans have guessed it, and so they change it up nonsensically so the fans haven't guessed. I'm like, you know what? Just let them guess it.
Right.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
So that's Undercovers. The next show, this is definitely NBC, right?
The Event.
The Event.
I haven't told you everything.
We may have a problem. He's going to tell them about the event.
Event, I think Greg is the skeptic on this one more so.
I shouldn't be a skeptic. I just don't know a lot about it.
It's just very cryptic with how they've advertised it.
Yeah.
But the word on the event is I don't even know.
I think something happens, and people are trying to figure out what happened.
I think there's clearly some kind of alien thing, right? I mean, there's people. Don't you think those are aliens?
Maybe it's some cataclysmic event that's gonna affect the entire world, and there's some countdown to it, and I assume it happens at the end of the first episode. But it might be happening at the very end of the season.
Yeah,
which would be annoying.
The problem is on this kind of thing, they're asking for faith.
Yes.
And there have been so many cases of showrunners losing that. Like Heroes is a great example.
Well, do we know who's doing this? I don't know.
I don't know who's doing it. I don't know these guys at all.
I'm not too sure. For some reason, I was thinking it might be the people from Sunset Strip.
No.
Oh wow.
Greg Berlanti is one of the guys, and he's got some geek cred, but I forget what he's done. He did some Heroes, I think, but not.
Yeah, we won't hold that against
not the really bad Heroes.
I mean, the buzz from Comic-Con though is that people were really into this.
Well, I was skeptical, but the trailer looks great, and it's Blair Underwood as the president, and I love Blair Underwood. He's always good. I don't know who all the other cast members are off the top of my head. There's young pretty boy guy who I don't really know who he is.
They're generic.
These kind of things live or die on the strength of two things. One is the cast.
Right.
One is the quality of the writing. I mean, Lost was good because you had you liked all the mythology, but the writing was so good.
But they seem to be putting quite a big budget behind this too, which means they must have some degree of faith in whatever the storyline is that they have planned for this, because they don't willy-nilly it out.
No, I'm hopeful for it, but I'm very skeptical of any show where they can't tell me what it's about.
Right.
True. The next show up is another genre show. I forget. Is this? I think it's ABC. Is it ABC?
Very much ABC. It's almost seems like ABC Family.
It's No Ordinary Family.
A family.
I wasn't hearing my thoughts. I was hearing theirs.
With ordinary problems.
We're a family no matter what happens to us. Nothing's gonna change that.
And extraordinary powers.
You two are freaky.
So that's our story. For a family that was, for the most part, normal.
Mom.
What's next is anybody's guess, but I can tell you this, I can't wait to find out. This was only the beginning.
No Ordinary Family.
Turn my garage into...
That's right. A lair.
I have a lair.
With Wi-Fi.
Which is a superhero. It's sort of the Incredibles take on superheroes, starring Michael Chiklis from The Shield
and Julie Benz
from Dexter. And honestly, Michael Chiklis being a super strong dude, I'm kind of there to check that out.
Michael Chiklis loves comics. He has his own comic
pantheon.
Yeah.
See, that's what's kind of cool about him, and I mean, it's like every time I see him, I'll never forget him as a commish, and to see the acting career of this guy but I mean, to have seen from this guy from the commish to badass, Vic Mackey to. Even him doing a superhero movie, even though they're terrible, like Fantastic Four, the fact that
he was a good cast for the thing, actually.
Yeah, the fact that they have him as a thing was like, but it kind of works. Okay, the movie's crap, but
it was like him and Chris Evans are only
the best parts of this movie.
But so him doing this seems kind of like almost a natural progression.
Yeah, it does. It's just I actually was sort of excited about it because I like the two leads. I'm interested in seeing sort of a superhero, despite the fact that Heroes really poisoned that well. Doesn't mean it can't be done well, but the trailer's cheesy.
Yeah.
It looks so... Oh, Romani Malco. That's the other guy who's in the show, makes me excited. Romani Malco from Weeds.
Right.
Who, and from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay.
I love that guy. He's great.
It just, like you said, it seems really corny.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong.
And it does seem like how they've advertised it, like it belongs on ABC Family with
what if they're airing it like on Sunday night or something?
Yeah, so, but it could turn around and go down a fun, adventurous, dark path.
But I think more skeptical than most for me.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got, okay. Y50.
Shouldn't be doing this without backup.
You are the backup.
I hate him so much.
What do you want me to do with this one?
Welcome, Dano.
And honestly, I'm excited about it. I don't know why. I think a lot of it has to do with the theme song.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the theme song on weekly TV again.
Yeah, but they can't fuck it up though. They got to play the original one or like a very.
Well, you heard, didn't you? They originally had like this guitar remix that they did,
okay.
and it was terrible.
Yeah.
And so they're just going back to the original.
You can't mess with that.
No, you don't mess with that.
Or you
don't
get
blame
like
techno,
or maybe you get like a really good producer or something. But keep with the original.
Yeah. No, the original. It's timeless. It's great.
Yeah.
You guys watch Fringe? Not to go on too much of a tangent.
Have not.
I have not yet.
There's this one episode they do where they flash back to the 80s where the main Walter Bishop, the older guy.
Right. Someone with his kid, right?
They flash back for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But the intro sequence they take everything that they have, this like cool sci-fi, metaphysical whatever is going on, and they make it as they would in the 80s. It's all like 8-bit.
That's awesome.
And it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
But see, that's got Scott Conn, and I forgot the other lead's name.
The other lead is Alex O'Loughlin, who someone at CBS is convinced he's a star.
Oh.
He's had like 3 shows. He had Moonlight, where he was the vampire private eye. He had 3 Rivers, where he was a dude. I don't know what that show was about. And the dude is kind of wooden and boring. He was in The Shield briefly.
Yeah, okay.
Later season, and was okay.
Is that the guy from Ocean's 11?
No.
Scott Conn is from
Scott Conn is Dano. You remember Bookham Dano?
Yeah.
He's like the second banana, and he apparently sort of runs away with the show.
And Scott Conn looks exactly like his father. So
Scott Conn's great. I like him.
He's great in Oceans. He actually is the best part of Entourage now.
He's on Entourage?
Yes. Entourage has jumped the shark 4 times now. Where now everything's about product placement and about guest stars. And Scott Conn is basically like a mini, like an identical version of E, because they work at the same agency. Okay. But I like the way he pushes E and stuff.
Okay.
But other than that, I every time Scott Conn's on screen, some about him I like.
Yeah, Scott Conn's a likable guy, and by all accounts runs away with a pilot. Yeah. Also, Grace Park from Battlestar Galactica, who's going to be there kicking ass in a bikini, and I'm okay with that.
That's never a bad thing.
So, and it's probably going to, it's set in Hawaii. Oh, and Daniel Day Kim, who decided he liked Hawaii and decided to stay there. And, that's a good cast.
Suddenly this just got a lot cooler.
See, and the thing is, I know it's only going to be a procedural. There's only so much you can do with a cop show, but it's a good backdrop. It's a good theme song. It's a good cast. If it's good week to week, I'll probably watch it.